Hey everybody, once again, Craig DeLuz here, Firearms Policy Coalition. We are here at SHOT 2018. Now, you guys know my main gig is spending time in the state capitol, in the trenches fighting for gun rights. And you know what? There is no better person that I would want to have in the trenches with me on a day-to-day basis than this man right here, Sam Paredes. He is the executive director of Gun Owners of California. He has been how long have you been fighting the fight?
Well, since 1980. I've been either working with Gun Owners of California as an employee or on the board of directors, but always involved in policy and lobbying for a long time, fighting for our gun rights. So I'm kind of one of the old guys,
You guys are like the one of the first like grassroots, homegrown advocacy groups, Second Amendment advocacy groups in the state, right?
Yeah, we were actually just after the federal government and California created political action committees, these PAC animals, to take care of campaign financing. Senator Richardson founded us, and soon after that, NRA ILA and all of the other PACs started to become founded and be involved. So we've been doing it for a long time. We basically invented direct mail political action in the state of California back in 1975. So for all you folks that get political solicitations through the mail, we're sorry, but that's how we've been involved for a long time. And yeah, we've been fighting the fight for a long time. And you know what? Even though we are in difficult times, the fight on our side has never been better, never been stronger, never been more coordinated than it is right now. In large part to you and our other partners who are working with us to push back in California. We're going to win.
Yes.
It's going to take some time, but we're going to win. Fighting in elections, lobbying the legislature, and the courts are so important.
Oh yeah. It's funny, I tell people when it comes to the legislature, I said, you have to get used to the fact that you're going to go in, the facts are going to be on your side, you're going to win the argument at every turn, but you're still going to lose the vote.
That's right.
So you have to kind of get used to that, kind of like being married.
Well, I'm not going to touch that because my wife will probably hear this.
Oh, my honey, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
I'm just kidding.
I promise you.
But how? Tell us, because how have things changed? Because once again, you've had a chance to see that change over time. I got involved like literally right after Sandy Hook when everything's. I jumped in with 50 some odd gun bills. But I know that you've been at it long enough to kind of see how the fight and how the battle has changed over time.
Well, the reason that Senator Richardson created us is because in 1975 was the first year that the legislature dared to sponsor a gun ban, a bill to ban handguns. And we defeated that, and they tried to come back, and basically from 1975 to 1989, there were no anti-gun laws that were passed in the state of California, largely in part because we were able to fight them, and when we couldn't fight them in the legislature, we took them out of office. We elected people to replace these people, and it scared enough of them. Well, after 1989, and we had the shooting at the schoolyard in Stockton, we had a Republican governor who thought it was right to sign the assault weapons ban, and when they did that, the dam broke. They changed the campaign finance law so that we could not operate the way we used to operate. We used to sometimes give gun money to candidates that equaled more than half of all the financial resources that they had in campaigns.
Oh, wow.
Now campaigns are far more expensive. Instead of being able to give $40,000, $75,000, $100,000 to a race to elect a pro-gunner, we're limited to, what is it now? $4,700, $4,900 per campaign. I mean, that isn't enough to pay for one district-wide mailer. So the way we fight is changed, and with technology changing, we're still breaking away from the old school. You guys are introducing the new school stuff, the high-tech stuff, the mass media, the internet, social media, and are bringing a great new dynamic to it, and we're learning from you guys, and it's having an impact. I think but it may get worse before it gets better, but it's going to get better.
What I've found is, and you're by the way, you're right. The work that we've been able to do with you guys and our group and the NRA and CRPA and NSSF. I mean, everybody's working together. Everybody has their strengths,
right?
And everybody's working to their strengths and learning from each other in order to help in those other areas.
Right.
We all have our target audiences, and when we're there in the Capitol, what's great is we speak with one voice.
That's correct.
And they know it. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll try and divide everything up. So they'll have like bills in a couple of different committees all meeting at the same time, which means that we're running up and down stairs. Well, now we know that we can work in a coordinated manner in order to make sure that the voices of all of our organizations are heard. And that's something that I don't remember happening in the past.
Has never happened before. This is a unique situation, a great dynamic. Like you said, we all come with a little bit of different constituencies. We add a different strength and expertise and experience. But together, we are much stronger, and we are coordinating and cooperating, and I'm telling you what, man, I'm getting goosebumps because I know that work is going to lead us to victory, and it's going to be something that all of us are going to be able to pat ourselves on the back for.
I completely agree. I had one other question now.
Yeah.
And you know this. It used to be, at least it used to be to me, that it seemed like, at least in the past, even if there were folks who disagreed with us, you could sit down and you could at least share facts and information, and oftentimes you could head off a bad bill because they would just realize, they would realize why it's a bad idea. Right. They would actually listen to the policy discussion. That just doesn't seem to happen anymore.
No, particularly in the Democrat caucus of both houses, because they are pretty much run by a very, very resolute, I don't even call them liberal, but they're radical leaders with a radical agenda, and they run that place with an iron fist. It doesn't matter if you and I sit down and we get an author to agree that what we're saying is correct, and that this policy might not be correct, but because leadership is asking them to do it, they're going to do it no matter what. Come hell or high water, they're going to run this bill. And even if we prove to them that their previous acts have had a negative impact, you and I have presented facts to the legislature that were generated by the reports they required by law to be generated, and we show it to them and say, this isn't working, right? And still you're going down this road.
Like,
so
well,
you're correct.
They're like, but we've got to do something.
We've got to do something.
I like to use this analogy. I always like to say, okay, my car won't start, so I'll change the tires because I've got to do something, right? But that is the logic in terms of how they try to govern. If folks want to support Gun Owners of California and just follow the work that you're doing, how do they reach you guys?
They can go to our website at gunownersca.com, Google Gun Owners of California. We welcome everybody who wants to get involved. Again, so often we are working together on things, on lawsuits. You guys have filed multiple lawsuits. We've helped to organize and fund Friend of the Court briefs, amicus curiae, to support those lawsuits. So when you're helping one of us, you're helping both. And if you help both, you're helping the entire movement. So we encourage people to be involved. And you know what? You and I know that being involved in any one of these organizations doesn't cost more than one box of ammunition.
Exactly.
So you give up a box
Soon
of ammunition.
in California, it'll be half a box.
With a background check. No, that's true. But we welcome any support. And we have a lot of people who are Firearms Policy Coalition members. I've got my patches and my stickers on my desk. Oftentimes when the media records me, they have me sit down at my desk, and I have NRA and FPC and CRPA things all around me, and they kind of go, well, what's that about? And I said, don't you get it? We're working together. And they go, oh, man. So get involved. Be supportive. If you're standing on the sidelines and letting somebody else do the job for you, shame on you.
I completely agree. Once again, this is Sam Paredes. This is the guy who has my 6 when I'm in the California legislature. I want to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do, and for everything that you do to help me to know and understand things, because I'm still learning. I had to learn. I had to fake it till I could make it. But Sam's always been there. He's always been there for me, and I appreciate him, and he's been there for you guys. Anyway, folks, once again, Craig DeLuz coming at you from SHOT Show 2018. We will be back with more interviews with some other good friends. Take care.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.